Hello guys. Hope everyone is well and good. We have our first interview, and this is probably going to be our best one because literally it's the one which is going to kickstart this series. So, we have got a player that many of you may have not heard, but you will soon. And his name is Kai Zhang. How you doing, man?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Nice one. And I guess introduce yourself. What have you been doing? What do you do in table tennis? Let us know.
Yeah, so as you know, my name is Kai Zhang, and I'm currently playing for the USA national team. And I competed in last year's World Team Cup, and we finished amazing. We made the history after 24 years. We got into the quarterfinal. We upset Sweden, then we lost to China, obviously. And I also on the World Championship team. So it's supposed to be this year, but because the COVID, so I think it postponed to next year, March. And hopefully everything's going well, and then we can compete next March.
Yeah, that'll be really, really cool. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be big things, man. And at what age did you start playing table tennis?
I started when I was almost 6. In my kindergarten, there's a coach, a local coach. He ran into our classroom and just touch our shoulders and taught us to do some movements. And he thinks I have good potential for table tennis, and he chose me out of 30 kids in that classroom. And it was kind of hilarious. But he gave me this program, and he told me I can go to try, and then I just started. That's how I started.
Okay, cool. So really, really from young. And I guess they say that so when you start young, you absorb everything, you develop different skills and techniques. So that's probably a really good age to start.
Yeah, it's about a muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly. And what is table tennis like in the US?
In the US, it's more about yourself. So it's individual. You have to find your own practice partner if you want to go play professional leagues. What I did last year, I went to Germany, play the second Bundesliga, and so you have to arrange everything yourself. It's not like China or Japan, the government, they handle everything. They give you funding, they do a schedule, everything for you. But in the US here, you have to do it all yourself. And your coach, you have to find your own coach. Yeah, so it's more time consuming. And I think in China it's more a system. They have a system, everything's prepared, and you see the system. Here is everybody has their own system. I moved to US when I was 15, almost 16. So before that, I was in the Beijing provincial team where Ma Long and Wang Chuqin is from. So I'm friends with Wang Chuqin actually, and we live together in the same dorm. And the system is just very good, and we're training every day, very serious, and without going so much school. It's not in the US. People have to focus on schools, and then after schools, then they focus on table tennis. But I think if you want to be professional player, you really have to devote more time. You have to sacrifice other things just for this one thing. So in China, US is very hard to compare, and I think we're trying to improve. So maybe in the future, USA, table tennis will get better, especially the role model Kanak, right now.
Yeah.
They full time in Germany, and he stopped school. So I think if you want to be his level and top 30 in the world, you have to do what he does.
Yeah, I know he sacrificed a lot, going to
Sure.
as well. But yeah, what has been your best wins in table tennis?
My best win, I think recently I can remember, is last year's Paraguay Open. I upset the number 1 seed in that tournament, Koki Niwa. It was pretty good win. His number, I think 10 or number 11 in the world. And that match I played very well. I wish I could play like that every single match. Yeah.
I mean, I actually watched that match, and it just seemed like your forehand was on fire. Literally, it was just you didn't miss much, and I think that's the first time that I heard Koki Niwa actually choke. like he actually wanted to win so badly or get back into the game. So that was a fantastic match. Fantastic match.
Thank you. After I beat him, yeah, I lost to the player who's probably like worse than Koki Niwa. So consistent.
It happens. So what other players have you played against?
Like other players. Okay, if you see my whole career, like I was in like Beijing provincial team. Of course, I play against like current very top player like Wang Shuqin. I actually beat him a lot of times when I was young, and now he probably like destroyed me easy. And I play like against Liang Qingkun last year World Team Cup, and he destroyed me. And I play against a lot like top players. I play against Andrew Hu, from Korea, who got like number 3 in World Championships. Actually, 2016, like the World Junior Circuit Finals, we were in the same group, and I beat him 4-0, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah, so I played against a lot of good players.
To be honest, it doesn't really matter if you lose or win against these certain players because it's just experience,
Yeah, I think it's a way to test yourself, and also you can learn from them. Even they destroy you, you can know like, okay, like what they do better, like the distance, between you and him. Yeah, and also actually in China, we have saying, if you want to be a good player, you have to be able to challenge the players who are better than you, and you always keep up the same level and play and beat all the players who are like lower than your level. That's very hard to do actually, like psychologically, because normally if you play with the players who are a little bit like worse than you, you play more like conservative. You want to be safe, you want to wait for them to miss. And if you want to play like against like better players, you have like nothing to lose. You just go all out. You don't care if you lose. The psychology part is very interesting.
Where are you ranked in the ITTF world ranking?
I think currently I'm 170.
Okay, yeah. And then, what goals do you have for like the next 5 years, or even maybe you have short-term goals or long-term goals? Like, what do you want to achieve in table tennis?
With table tennis, of course I want to be like top 100 in the world at least. And of course you want to be better.
Yeah.
And for short-term goals, I think currently I didn't think about like so much because it's like the COVID, there are not so many tournaments. I hope we can do well in like World Championships next year. Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I mean, you said top 100, but like where you are ranked right now, that is like a dream come true for so many players.
Thank you.
It's like I come across a lot of the English players and a lot of players that are trying to kind of like, I guess, get to your level as well. And, for them, like to see that you've done this, it's really, really good to see. So it's quite inspiring for other players.
Yeah, thank you.
You talked about this before in terms of just like seeing the other players from the USA, from the pro level, in terms of like Kanek Jara and stuff like that. But how much, I guess, do you ever see these players, or do you ever get to play against these players yourself in terms of training or competitions?
Yeah, I'm currently in like the USA national team. So most of the times, if you live in the US, you don't really get a chance to play against your teammates or practice with your teammates because we all live in like different states. Yeah. But when I was in Germany last year, like Kanak, me, and another player like Nick, and sometimes like Nikhil, Kumar, so they all come to the same like training hall. So sometimes we train together, especially last year. Like I trained a lot with Kanak and Nick, but normally, like currently, like right now, if I live in the US, it's just very difficult for training, especially with like national team players. So you have to arrange your own time and find own like practice partners. Yeah.
I've seen actually Nicholas. Just trying to think of the other ones. Ted Lee. I've actually seen.
I just played against Ted Lee like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right now like USA they're arranging like a T2 second season series.
Yeah.
It's gonna start, but so basically I play against Tadley in the qualification, like T2 qualification tournament. So I'm currently in LA, right, in Los Angeles, and then in this area we only have 4 players can qualify for the T2, and we have to play for it. So, and he was in my group, and I beat him like 3-0. Yeah, because I played against him, and yeah, he's young, he has good potential. He's only 15.
Yeah.
And so we qualified, and so I think now in the US, like all players, like total 32 players qualify for the T2 second season. And then it's just because in San Francisco, for the qualification event, there are a lot of people test positive for COVID. So now they stopped. Now they shut down everything. So I think this tournament is gonna postpone maybe to January or something. Yeah.
Man, that's a shame. Like I just want to see all those tournaments. I just want to see table tennis. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Life in general, I just want to see it thrive. Like all this COVID stuff is just mad. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah, same. I wanna play more again.
What players, I guess, inspired you to play? And also, what players inspired you to continue to play?
I think it's different stage. When you start, you have like a role model you look to, and then after you got better, got older, and maybe the player retired, and you have to find a different target, a different player. I think first, what I saw when I was young, when I just started, I like Wang Liqin,
Oh man, Wang Liqin.
Yeah, I know, his forehand is so good, and he's tall, he's handsome,
Yeah.
And, after he retired, I look into like Zhang Jike because the way he act, yeah, it's like he doesn't care about anything, he just be himself, and that's very good. And also the way he plays, like the style, I try to be like his style, like 2 wins, you backhand, forehand, yeah, and like fearless. That just, yeah, so I like him, he inspired me a lot, and like I watch videos about him, and I really want to play, I really want to practice, Wait, so where are you from?
From England, from the UK.
England. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, like Liam Pitchford.
Yeah, Liam Pitchford, yeah.
I actually played like double with him one time. He was my double partner. In I think 2 years ago, like the Hong Kong Open. Yeah, the Hong Kong Open.
Right. That's
Yeah,
really good.
experience with me, So
Yeah.
I practiced him. He like looked the ball very hard. Very good player right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing really well now. Like,
Yeah.
I have to admit, that's doing amazing for us. The last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do kind of like a quick fire round. So I'm gonna give you 2 options. Actually, I think one of them I've got 3 options, but it's always gonna be around 2 options.
Okay.
All you have to do, literally, just give me an answer from the top of your head, just quickly. And there's gonna be, I think I've got 8 questions there. So
Okay.
literally, it's just gonna be quick, bam, 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 and then we go like that. Ma Long or Fan Jiandong?
Malone.
Forehand or backhand?
Backhand.
Chocolate, strawberry or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Ding Ning or Liu Shiwen?
Ding Ning. It's just because she's from my team.
Okay. Lamborghini or Ferrari?
Lamborghini. I saw one yesterday.
Yeah, that's why I wrote the question. Pizzas or burger?
Pizza. I like pizza.
Would you rather win an Olympic title or a world championship title?
For sure, Olympics. Everybody want to win Olympics.
Okay, nice. And that's it, literally. Quick fire round, done, easy, and you were smooth with it.
Thank you. Because we did something like this for like the T2 match I played last time. Last time I played my teammate like Tom Fong, and like T2, I think people who work for T2, they did an interview before the match. They also did something like this, but the question is much harder. 4 multiple choice answers, and it's about history of table tennis, and
The head is just like literally like flying.
That makes me think. So it's good. I love question. I don't even know the answer.
Nice one. But literally, Kai, thank you very much for being on our first interview. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and
Yeah,
hopefully we can hopefully we can do this again, because hopefully my setup will be better, and we just have to just see how you're doing just later in life as well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for having me here, and hope I wish your channel is growing bigger and bigger.
Yeah.